You ready? All right, we are going to call this meeting to order, and I have a little laryngitis here, so I'm going to talk a little loud. If you can't hear me, then Vicki will take over. So we'll stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. The flag is over here. Pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And Robert and I will not be in attendance this evening, and Marina is going to attend coming, and Tom had a conflict this evening. Mission statement: Viroqua schools will nurture excellence, unlock potential, and ignite passion. Next is student board reports, student activities and academics. We have Sammy, Vinny, and Matthew. Come this way. All the way over here. Can we see them over here?
Nope, they're gonna come up front.
They're gonna come up. You're gonna come over here, right?
Yeah, over by where Matt is.
Oh, is that, this isn't where I'm supposed to be? Not yet? Okay, got it.
All right, if you don't mind introducing yourselves first, and then.
Vinny Club.
I'm Matthew Weston.
I'm Sammy Ramstead.
So yeah, I'm Matthew. I plan on attending UW-Madison next year for a major in nursing and on the pre-med track. My favorite classes this year are probably AP Calculus and AP Bio. They challenge me and it's rewarding. And I recently finished my basketball season. We had a record of 7-15, which isn't the greatest, but it's better than the past few years, so take it. Then we've got baseball coming up and Legion after that, so be busy. I am in NHS, so we're planning a 5K run for food pantry, and trying to make money off of that, so.
Yep, I'm Vinny. So my future plans are to attend Marquette University on a pre-dental track, so I could hopefully become a dentist in the future. And my favorite classes, I love food science in the new ag rooms. It's pretty cool. They have all new stuff. And chemistry too. I love science, so I love all the science classes. And activities I've been in a lot for injuries and stuff, so I've done cross country, basketball, football, wrestling, and basketball. And all the coaches have been great and just helping me out and teaching me and everything. And I can't say enough about them. And they're all nice, and the opportunity to play so many sports was a great opportunity. And other activities, clubs. I've been in Skills USA and compete in state competitions and FFA state competitions, and that'll be this upcoming week. We go to Platteville to qualify for state agronomy and other competitions in FFA. And again on FFA, we had FFA week last week, and that went really smoothly, which I'm very thankful for all the new egg stuff. And we're planning for a banquet now, and yeah, we're gonna test it.
So again, my future plans are to attend Hamline University up in the cities for a major in forensic science and a minor in forensic psychology. Not sure what I'm gonna do with that degree yet, but somewhere in the realm of trying to help people. My favorite classes this year, I really enjoy AP Literature that we added as well, because I love to read and just learn about all the different writing styles throughout the years and everything, so that's been really great. Activities I'm in, hockey season just ended. Our record wasn't great, like 3-20-1, but I only got to play half the season due to a knee injury, and coming back from that and being able to play my senior season was great. My record was 3-6-1, ended with a 83 shot shutout for goalie, and I was second team All-State, won the Jesse Metter Award, which is the Goalie of the Year award for our state. Yeah. As well as I was first team all conference and co-player of the year for our conference as well for Badger Conference. Love hockey, played for years, so have nothing bad to say about my team. It was a great season, great energy. Everyone worked really hard, even with our small numbers and everything, so it was a great way to end my high school career. And items coming up, I'm also in NHS, and we are planning that 5K run to donate food or donate money to the food pantry to help them out. Because they get a lot of like canned good donations already, so we're gonna try to send them money so that they can buy fresh produce and meat and all that stuff to help people as well. So I'm also on the committee to plan that. And we're doing a group community service as well, going to plant trees, so.
Any questions?
Anybody?
I don't have any questions, but you're quite a nice group up here, and I've enjoyed watching all of you in your sports activities and your ag things and everything else, so it's pretty, you've done a great job with everything you've been doing. It was fun to watch people cheer when Vinny got his basket in basketball, and really is a wrestler, and Matthew was always out there on the court working, and pretty amazing to get that Jessie Vetter Award. That is very, very cool. She was an amazing, I watched some of her career too, amazing player, so congratulations and good luck in your future.
Thank you. And who was your second grade teacher, guys?
Would you like to stand up with them and have a photo?
We had a photo back here. I know those three.
So we are so proud of all of you. I find it impressive how successful so many people are in so many different ways once they reach their senior year. And I always say, if there's anything that we can do as a board to be of assistance to any of you as you move forward, through that journey, the higher education journey, please reach out. We are more than willing to do anything, write some really nice letters. And if there's anything that we can do to be of assistance, we're happy to do so. So we only wish you only good things moving forward.
Yeah, we don't get many going to Marquette, so my wife is an alum. My daughter graduated 2 years ago, and my son is graduating this year. Vicky?
I'm an alum 3 times, so yeah. Big market.
Yeah.
So anyway, and thank you for spending time with us tonight. I know you all are very busy, so thank you. All right, that's our favorite part is when you have students come, so we have the pleasure of having the next group of students come. And this is Spotlight on Education Visual Arts Classic. We have Brianna, that's the advisor, and Myra Summer. Pardon? Vera? Oh, I apologize, Vera. I am so sorry. Okay. So let's see how else I can mess this up. Katya. I knew I would not be out there. Please forgive me for that. And Matthew, thank you for your understanding of me not pronouncing your names. That's okay. So we're coming out of the way.
Okay,
Dana?
so let's introduce ourselves at first. And also share the media you worked in for Visual Arts Classic, okay? So I'm the advisor / coach for Visual Arts Classic. My name's Brianna Bramer. Been teaching here 13 years now. And you talking about them graduating almost made me cry. Thinking about that meeting kids in 5th grade, it's crazy. It doesn't get easier seeing with all of you as well. Okay, my name is Mel. I'm a senior and my medium was screen printing and relief printing. Yeah, thank you. And this was my first time doing that. It's a little rough on the edges.
Do you mind holding it out a little higher? Kind of give us a.
I'm gonna actually let you just come over this way further too, so we can see you on the camera.
Yeah.
This is recorded, so the public can see also.
My name is Mira. I did drawing, and this was my drawing for Visual Arts Classic, and I've been drawing for a long time, and I am a sophomore. My name is Summer, and I'm a junior, and I did painting. This is my painting. I'm Katya. I'm a sophomore, and I did drawing for my medium.
We had 8 more people on our team this year, so we actually had a full 12-member team, which is first time I've experienced that in 13 years. And I think it really made the difference because we did so well. With Visual Arts Classic, you compete individually, like you can see their projects here, but you also compete as a team in 2 events called Critical Thinking and the Quiz Bowl, which is a trivia contest. And for individual projects, they do get a prompt ahead of time, and it's like a couple months they have to work on it. So there's a different prompt for each medium. And they have that time to work on it. Then we take it to regionals at UW La Crosse. This year it was on February 21st. And they present it to the judges. They put it up for display, it gets scored. And then they also do an on-site project in like 2.5 hours in the same media. So it's a kind of a stressful thing, but I think they think it's pretty fun. Once they know the prompt, they kind of, okay, they kind of get ready to do it, and it goes really well usually. And this year individually, we got 15 first places, 3 second places, and 6 third places. Yeah. All those first places qualified to go to state. And so this year's state is April 4th at Edgewood College in Madison. Sometimes it's at UW-Madison, but it just worked out at Edgewood this year. And then, you can set those down,
Could you tell us what your, when you did your different pieces, what the topic was?
Yeah, we could do that. Yeah. So
They're all
every
different.
year, Visual Arts Classic has an overall theme, and they've been going through the elements of design lately. So this year it's art and space, which is an element of art and design. So a lot of them related to that. Go ahead.
Okay, so mine was, like you said, space. So it's like reflecting 2 different points of view in space. So my inspiration was kind of the same scene. You can see how it's raining in both of these scenes, but one has the sun. So it's kind of like a little bit of a representation about how little things can affect just how your point of view and view of the world is. So I kind of just ran with that.
My prompt, and it was also Katya's, since we both did drawing, was kind of connected to, it wanted us to take a building and then draw it using point perspective, and make some type of mural on it. So we both kind of went into that.
They worked in colored pencil.
Yes. My prompt was to create a landscape painting based off Georgia O'Keeffe's art style. And you had to work from your own photography, so I chose to do a picture from my hometown in Colorado.
Again, as Mara said, both our prompt was pretty much just drawing pretty much our design of a mural based on how we feel about Viroqua and like as a community, pretty much as like our town.
Okay.
So, Viroqua's in town. Oh, what? So, in your sketches, how do you feel about Viroqua?
I mean, it's such a colorful place. I moved from a really big city, so when I came here, I was once a little bit surprised with the culture shock, but I felt really at home somehow. I made friends really fast. I learned a lot of new things. I did something called walking to school.
Yeah. I mean, I've grown up here for almost my whole life. And it's an interesting experience to kind of like have such a connection with people and be able to like, I walked here, I don't know, like really close neighbors, and to be able to live so closely with people is interesting. Has its pluses and minuses.
So what you're looking at now is the piece that they worked on as a team. It's called Critical Thinking. They were given a prompt. Could you explain that somewhere?
Yes, the prompt was to use all of the team members' silhouettes to create a piece of art that represents our community.
With negative space. And this is the first time ever they got a first place for this. So because they got first place in this critical thinking event, everybody gets to go to state and compete in critical thinking at state. So that's super special. It's never happened before, for at least in my career. So I'm incredibly proud of them for doing that. On top of that, there were 9 teams at regionals and we placed 3rd overall as a team. And I have to also add the difference between us and second place was a quarter point. We were so close to getting second place. So, but I mean, it's phenomenal. I'm so proud of them. I'm still a little bit in shock. I mean, I'm not in shock. I know they have it, the skills, and they work great as a team together. And it says a lot too, because I get pulled away a lot during regionals because I assist the chair in doing scoring and stuff like that. And they are able to really be leaders, and the ones that have experience from years before are able to help guide the other ones that are new, other members. So it's been a really good year. So I'm really excited for state.
So can you kind of explain, I kind of get some of this, but can you just explain your thought process a little bit about how you got to this?
She was over again.
Yeah.
Each of these silhouettes that you can see here, this negative space, is a silhouette of one of the members of our team. And then we did the pieces of paper and all in between to represent the pieces of ourselves that we put out into the community and the energy that we give to our community.
And they are limited to certain supplies for each, for critical thinking, for their individual projects. So there's very elaborate scoring system with judges from the university doing it. And they actually have a short critique with the judges about their individual projects as well. So it's quite a day and a really wonderful experience too. I also wanted to mention the other students who couldn't be here that are in it. Tegan Madigan did ceramics. Emma Brownlee and Jessica Jones did functional art, which was actually creating jewelry with like metal links, like chainmail. Yeah. Lucy Campbell did digital art, and like she's incredible because like that is not my thing, and she has this amazing setup, and I'm just very impressed by her skills. I think I could learn something. And Elijah McKay did design, which was more architectural based. Veronica Perkins did a sculpture, and Sarah Gonzalez did mixed media. So I just wanted to acknowledge them because they all contributed. Yeah. And our awards are right there our trophies are right there on the table. Okay.
Right. Does anyone have any questions?
I have to say, I find art amazing because growing up, I would say I have 0 art talent, and most art teachers would say, well, you always have something, but you may not know what it is. And I will tell you, as an adult, even though like I admire the artwork people can do is amazing, I've gotten into dollhouses and miniatures. So I do that. So it is kind of an art, but it's like, I never would have thought.
We do
Veronica's
balloon art and light art.
Yeah, the yard art.
I do, yeah, that's a different thing.
Perkins sculpture was like to make a small gallery and place
Okay.
certain little sculptures inside of it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So congratulations, you did a amazing job, and how you made this be what it is, and I can see the heads and everything, but it's just really, that's very cool. So congratulations.
Thank you.
When we go to the school board convention every year, there's artwork that's been accepted. Once again, there's an area of interest. And what you all have presented, and in my opinion, I mean, I'm a professional, but I'm going to tell you, is better than most that I see every year when it's displayed. And if that's something anyone is ever interested in doing, there's a scholarship that goes towards it as well. And it's displayed, and it's in brochures, and there's different students from around the state. And I mean, your work is fabulous.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, just want to say congratulations as well. You're proud, and we're all proud. That's very cool to represent Viroqua and what we have here. So thanks for just putting that out there to the community and having a good face out there. So
Representing Viroqua.
yeah, that's awesome. So,
I went to, when I was in high school, I did visual arts
Oh, great.
classic, so
when you brought this out, I'm like, I remember doing that.
Yeah.
I was in the ceramics
Yeah,
section,
yeah.
so it reminded, kind of.
Following all that clay around.
Yeah, with Mr. Mapp, right? Mr.
Yeah,
Mapp?
yeah.
Was Mr.
Yeah,
Mapp the
Mr.
art
Mapp.
teacher?
Yep.
I've met him and his name's still on things around, yeah.
Do
That was
any
a
of
fun
you,
group to be part of, yeah, so.
do any of you have an interest in the future to attend higher ed in some area of artistic ability or not necessarily? Is it more recreation?
I have the interest in photography, and it's probably because my mom did it when I was younger. And so I think I want to do that for a bit.
Okay.
I'd say I definitely want to keep it as something like, hobby doesn't feel like the right word, but it's the one that kind of fits, just as something that'll always kind of be a part of my life and I can always do.
I would say it's recreation.
Yeah.
And I actually started college as a biology major, so you know.
Drawing a cell, right?
Yeah. There's actually, in my personal work, there's a lot of nature references, so, yeah, great.
Well, actually, if you look at physicians and people who are interested in the area of science, many are very artistic as well. So, who knows where it leads you and as you move forward in your journey. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Next is compensation committee, Kim.
Compensation committee met and we went over job descriptions for all the workers at the pool. And we talked about recommendations for salary for people at the pool as we transition them Y employees to be on.
Yeah, okay. And we don't have any public comment, do we? Any public comment? You know, I didn't say that before. We would love to have you all stay, but you do not have to. So we will give you an out, or you can stay. This will be a shorter meeting, but just.
Because we know you have plenty to do all of it.
Exactly. So the
Won't
next-
take offense to it. That's-
No, it's not
I
personal.
know Miss Woodward's like presenting.
The next item is the consent agenda. We have the approval of the agenda, proof of public notice, February meeting minutes, check summary one in the amount of $340,845.96. We have retirements, Janet Thu, 34 years at Viroqua Schools, and Jenny Schneider, 27 years at Viroqua Schools. And we will be very sad to see these two teachers, counselors, leaders moving into that next journey of their life. They are fabulous, fabulous leaders in our community and have done a wonderful job with our students as well as our community. We do not have any resignations. We do not have any appointments. 25-26 all early college credit programs, Start College Now, and online course applications. And 25-26 Vernon County Better Futures 66.0301 cooperative resolutions with Westby, Kickapoo, and Lafarge.
I move to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Oh, hi, Marina.
Hi.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next item is voucher summary 2.
I move to approve the check summary 2 in the amount of $284,788.98.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And I abstain. April regular board meeting date change.
I'm going to approve the April regular board meeting date change to April 28th, 2025.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? We are doing this because there is no school on April 21st. So that's why the date is being changed. Information and discussion, whoops, yes. All in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Marina says aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Donations over $100. We have Solverson Feed, Tim and Becky Solverson, $500 for FFA. Daily Brew, $216, the High School Student Council. We always are so very grateful for the amazing philanthropic community in which we live, so very generous. Is there a, oh, that's just information and discussion. Does anyone have any questions about these? Is there any discussion on these two donations? No. So thank them if you see them out in the community, but we're very impressed with how generous our community is. We have two new scholarships, the JVC Memorial and the Soil to Sky Scholarship. Bless you. Between Marina and I, we will cough and sneeze our way through the meeting. These, once again, we have such a generous community that wants to assist our high school seniors to be successful as they further their academic success in higher education. And these are two wonderful new scholarships. The district administrator report, we have the referendum information and WASB Day at the Capitol, and Chris is going to present that this evening since Tom is absent. And Chris is at a meeting, which is why he's virtual. You are muted, my friend.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. All right, so just real quick referendum update. Our outreach efforts have remained a priority and will remain so leading up to the election on April 1st. Some new communication since the last meeting. Our second mailer went out, and social media updates have continued. We had two public meetings, community meetings that we held at the school on the 27th of February and March 10th. We had 45 folks attend the first meeting and 38 the second, which was fantastic. There was a lot of good discussion and questions asked. We're still in the process of looking at the financial and operational planning and those kind of things as it relates to the referendum, and making sure that we're positioning ourselves as best we can leading up to that time frame. Day at the Capitol, these are some notes from Tom. I was not able to attend, unfortunately, but those meetings are always a very good thing when you get a lot of like-minded folks kind of descending on the Capitol and able to speak with their representatives and discuss the issues that public schools are facing right now. It's a good thing. So topics covered: school funding, obviously. Advocating for sustainable state aid and the impacts of inflation and on operational costs and the need to go to referendum as a result of a lot of that. Special education funding, that's really one of the main points that everyone's continuing to kind of push for, and trying to alleviate some of that the transfer from Fund 10 to Fund 27. And then obviously voucher impact, that's something that we've discussed ad nauseum in our meetings and our public meetings about the referendum. But just continuing to express concerns over the expansion of the voucher program and the financial impact on public schools as a result of those. And the other main topic was teacher and staff shortages. Highlighting recruitment and retention challenges and emphasizing the need for partnering with colleges and universities and funding support in that area as well. So like I said, it's a event that is important to get the word out about public schools and the challenges that we're facing, and continuing to get our legislators on board with our needs. That's what I've got.
Thank you. I know I've reached out to our local legislators to just reiterating the message when we've met with them about how those topics are personally affecting our district, but also how they're affecting the whole state in different capacities that could look very different if the funding structure were moved forward in a different capacity. So we'll see what happens. So thank you for that. Administrative reports, we have Read Across America, Pat.
Yeah, so at the elementary building, we had Read Across America, March 3rd through 7th. Week-long dress-up days are always fun for the kids. But for me, the highlight was Friday. We had a read-in at the elementary school, so there were guest readers throughout the day. Probably 12 to 15 guests came in to read to students throughout the day. And middle school and high school students came over to read with various students. To me, that was the coolest part, and just to see the kids, hopefully the middle school, high school kids enjoyed it as much as the elementary kids. I mean, it's when you're, 6 to 10 years old, to have older kids like that come over is really cool. Sarah Tunks is the middle school reading interventionist and district reading specialist, so it's their first year coordinating that, and she went above and beyond to make it just an awesome week, and especially that Friday, it was a ton of planning. I think it says a lot about our students, young and older students, how respectful and kind they are, because the middle school was also giving a production of their play for our 3rd and 4th grade students. So another opportunity to intermingle, and we had middle school and high school kids coming in during that, and our kindergarten and 1st grade switching to do it. And I know this because my wife was there and daughter were there to watch the middle school play, and they're like, well, how's this gonna work? I'm like, well, I don't know, it's all happening at once, and it didn't interrupt the play performance at all, which again shows how respectful our students are. That they can do that. You wouldn't have even known all that was going on, and a play performance. But it's really cool to have those students come over and read with our elementary students. It was just a really successful week.
Any questions?
No, just thanks to Sarah for putting that on.
That's a ton of work to
Yeah,
organize all
yeah.
that.
It was nice, I was going over, I was guest reader,
Mhm.
and Will and I were going over our schedules, and he was going over at the same time
Oh, cool.
to read the E1, so it's kind of fun to be there and reading the kids together, yeah, it was awesome. Yeah.
Cool.
It's a great mentoring opportunity.
Yeah.
Mhm. It was great, yeah. Nice job.
And she reached out to all of us, which is
Yeah.
really nice.
Yeah.
All right, next we have Krista with summer school updates, spelling bee and battle of the books.
All right, so summer school is getting closer. We have the flyer almost ready, just past month finalized some of the details and some of the extra activities, especially the outdoor adventures, canoeing, camping, fishing, those extra activities, and a new opportunity for our middle school students, a career pathway event for 2 days that is new this year, but this year's placement is auto themed, so they'll spend some time with Spanky at the Ford and the Chevy, I think, dealership, 2 different days, touring and also learning from some of the people who work there. So that's a new addition this year. Also including swimming lessons as part of our morning session is gonna be a good addition back again. So working with Brandon Lee on that, on those details, because that's a lot of moving pieces to add all those levels of swimming lessons in. Registration opens on March 21st, or March 24th, sorry. I know a lot of people are waiting for that, and it's gonna be all digital this year. March 24th through April 14th, that will be open. And then comes the fun of filling classes and shifting classes and making sure everyone has a schedule that works. So just the exciting part is just ready to go. 2 other events that are happening and have been happening. Battle of the Books is kind of something that's been going on year round, but this is kind of the peak with our contests. We had lots of kids participating at the elementary level, which is 4th through 6, we mostly have our 4th and 5th graders participating with that. And then we had some students participating also at the middle school level this year. So we do some battles locally with each of those levels, and then they compete in the state battle, which is really just like a digital test. But it's produced by the state and taken by teams all across the state. But the most fun part, I think, and I think the kids would agree, is when we go to the regional contest, which is different places around the region, and compete against other kids in the region on those same books. So like live battles that were not just against kids from our school. And then they award prizes and we get to go out to eat. So that's kind of the highlight, I think most of them would say, of the competition season. And then the final event is the spelling bee. That's kind of a long-standing tradition here at Viroqua to have the spelling bee. Right now, we are at the stage where classrooms and grade levels have done their own mini spelling bees to determine their top spellers for the grade. And then on Friday, we have our district level spelling bee with representatives from each grade level. And then the top 2 winners, one from the lower grades and one from the higher grades, will represent Viroqua at the regional spelling bee on April 3rd. So lots of exciting things. It's at the PAC in Westmead. Yeah. So not too far, but still another day to take a mini field trip. So any questions about those things?
No.
Nice job.
Middle school play, Steve.
Thank you, Krista.
Yeah, she's back.
Glenn. I'll let you
All
go.
right. Thank you guys for accommodating me being virtual today. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Awesome. Yeah, so for our middle school play, we had the production of Hot Lunch. We had 3 performances. One took place on Friday, and you heard Pat talking about how that was happening at the same time as Read Across America, that event on Friday, which, I mean, holy cow, like a smile from ear to ear and just plastered on my face. And it was starting to hurt by the end of that day, how much I was smiling from all the awesome things that were happening on that day. But yeah, 3rd and 4th graders for that first performance kind of set a good precedence by packing that space, because Saturday and Sunday was no lesser attended. I mean, it was absolutely packed. And I saw some of you there as well. We may have talked about maybe getting an auditorium for future performances, because they deserved it. They really did. We had 50 plus students that were involved in this production when you consider all the cast and crew that were involved. And so I can't express how very, very proud I am of the quality of performance, but more so the quality of human beings that were presented to our community, and the quality of connections that were built from such an awesome opportunity. So I wanted to extend a huge thank you to Emily Sainer and to Jackie Sainer for providing that opportunity to our students, and really giving them that opportunity to belong and to showcase some of their talents that they don't have enough opportunities to showcase. So yeah, that's the middle school play report.
Yes, and our congratulations too, back to those team. That's, I was there on Saturday night. Yeah, packed house, had to open the doors and get more chairs out, so that was awesome to see, yeah.
Since you're already speaking, do you want to speak to the spring co-curricular update also, Steve?
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, for the spring co-curricular, we've got track and field starting after spring break. We've got esports. Our 8th graders are participating with the high school Valorant team. They're already competing. They're already placing pretty well in some of the competitions that they're already participating in. We've got baseball and softball that's happening as well this spring. And then we've got our band and choir and orchestra concerts are going to be happening in May. I think it's May 7th and May 14th. I'll have to double check on those dates exactly. We got solo and ensemble happening April 5th. So we've got, yeah, tons and tons of spring activities, which is just, it's more opportunities for, again, for our students to feel like they belong and to showcase the talent that they have, which is in abundance. So, yeah.
Any questions for Steve? Right, thank you. And then we have Jason, spring co-curricular update and Cooley Conference Scholar Athletes.
Yeah, so first of all, board, thank you for allowing us to showcase our students. It's always great to see the seniors come in and get their spotlights of not only what they've done, but what they're planning on doing. It's interesting with the visual arts team. As soon as they got back, Mrs. Bramer reached out to me and said she had a problem she never had because we could not fit all the kids that need to go in the state in the van. So she's like, how are we gonna do this? We've never had this many to go, so. Which is obviously one of those truly great problems to have. So, yeah, as far as Dan gave me the numbers and information for a report tonight, he's actually unavailable to be here because the Cooley Conference, the Scholar Athletes, the banquet is tonight. So Brooks Hofflin and Bryn Swenson are our two representatives this year. For those that aren't familiar with the process, it's actually this point system that you have to go through and calculate all out. And it usually gets pretty competitive, pretty close votes, but those are the two representatives the school year, so congratulations to them also. Spring sports have started, everything, I don't think golf has yet. And Dan gave me the numbers. Our numbers are almost identical to last year, not including golf. We're right around 130 athletes that are currently out. We tend to get an uptick for the springtime. Track alone has almost 70, I think, between the boys and girls program. So I actually poked down there to talk to Dan after school and noticed the coach's comments like, we have a lot of kids out, you know, trying to get them all moving and about. So, so yeah, there's not really a sport that's up a ton or down. They all fluctuate probably within 2 or 3 kids compared to where they were last year. So, but to have that many students out obviously is great, and at least to start out the practice, track practice started a little while ago, and to have no snow to shovel off the track to begin with, and then have actually nice weather those first few days is a great start to the season, and they'll be competing soon. And so we'll be getting into that little thing. Softball starts their games pretty soon too. So busy time now.
Any questions for Jason? Don't be too able to talk. Don't think so.
I am, but
Thank
I'm
you,
hit or
Jason.
miss right now. I apologize for coughing and interrupting people talking. I'm sorry about that.
Let's see, item E, board report, I get to talk anyway. Laurel High School update. The Laurel Governance Council had a meeting on February 24th. We got some updates from Renee, including information that they're planning for graduation, which it just struck us all as already. But they are, and so that's exciting. And then they continued working on their handbook, which is what they've been focusing on this year. And I believe the next meeting's in April sometime. And then any questions? Otherwise, Kim and Pat have a VAMS update.
Yeah, BAM's met tonight on April 24th. They're having a celebration of learning that's at the elementary from like 3:30 to 5 or so. It's kind of an open house, but they also do some fundraising and things. They have worked hard with Chris to get all their finances organized and are in a better shape, they feel like, because everything is clearer to them and better organized. They're gonna have a committee. Pat's gonna be leading that to update the Montessori logo that they use. Otherwise, they're continuing to work on the website. They've got a lot of things done there, and they're working on just year-end things and recommendations that need to come forward from other people. And they're talking to the children's house in town and just seeing where things are at for that, just as students move from that to Viroqua, to the school district. So otherwise, the enrollment caps will, as of now, stay the same. And that was about it. Anything to add, Pat?
Nope, that's about it.
Any questions?
I can go. All right. So April 1st is the spring election. We hope that if anyone has any questions about the referendum, that they will contact any of us or anyone in the district office with any questions that they might have, and that we have a very large turnout on April 1st. And also myself and Sarah Wedwick are going to be on the ballot this year. There are 2 open spots and there are 2 folks that are running. Board recognition, and this is one of the reasons that I wanted to speak actually, is that we have a certificate of achievement for Matt Chubin. He is now at a level 2 because of the meetings that he's attended and the leadership that he has brought not only to our board, but to the state. So thank you, Matt, for all the great work that you do.
Thank you.
And then the other one is for Marina Apt. And she has been on the board since 2009 and through April 2025. And we want to thank Marina for her dedication to our community, our students, our staff, our district, our conference. And she has been a wonderful board member to work with, and she will be missed. And we hope that her next piece of her journey is equally as rewarding as it has been as her being a board member with us. So thank you for your service.
Thank you, guys.
And then the district administrator search, they're working with WASB. We've had the great pleasure of having Tom Burkhalter as our district administrator for the last 5 years. He's been a phenomenal leader, individual, community advocate. He has legislated on the state. He has received a job in Reedsburg, which is where they are from. It is closer to his family, and it's a wonderful opportunity for him. And we wish he and his family well, because I could not speak more highly of any individual. And as a district administrator, I don't know what his future holds, but I wouldn't be shocked if he ended up being a state superintendent or something in that area as time goes on. He's very insightful, proactive, and we will miss him. He has moved our district forward. We're working with our administrative team and our teachers, our board, our community, and all the other activities that he's been involved with. And we are really, really fortunate that we've had him. So he is assisting us with this next process. The position has been posted. It'll be posted for 3 weeks. It has been posted for 1 week at this time. The board has met with WASB. We are working through the interview process, the dates and times and questions. We will be going through the candidates that apply and looking at their resumes and what they submit. We are hopeful that we can have someone of the same caliber as Tom Burkhalter. Anyway, that is that update. WASB legislative update. There's really not much. I mean, they're all talking about money basically and trying to change some policies, and there not being enough money and where they're going to spend their money. And it's really there, no decisions have been made, and there's a lot of work that they're going to have to do before they come up with their next budget. Anyone have any other items to discuss? I apologize for my coughing, et cetera, et cetera. It wasn't very pleasant for anyone, I'm sure. And with that, is there, before we go, I'd really like to thank the group of seniors that stayed. They are the only group that has. And we would like to thank you. Hopefully you learned maybe a little bit, maybe not. We really appreciate you staying. With that, a motion to adjourn.
So
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you all. Thank you.